This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. I don't know how many of you guys read my white paper, but the first platform that we used for this was JotForm, which is a very simple registration form type service, and it actually was a pretty good solution. The problem with it was internal security was lacking. So in other words, it created a database, and it enabled you to enter things into the database, but it couldn't enable you to determine who could or couldn't access the data. So if let's say Cecil College made a referral to SWIN, everybody who's on the system would be able to see that referral. So that ended up being a deal killer for SWIN. So we went back to the drawing board, and I found this service called Kintone, which has a lot better internal security, and everybody seems to like it. So I'm going to walk you through Kintone. Kintone's an online service, web-based, and I'm going to take you to the very top of it right now, so that we can look at the users and system administration to show you how it's set up. So right now, you can see everybody who I have with a seat on the system. These are the folks that helped develop it. Essentially, I, as the administrator, can come in here and add and delete organizations and users. So for instance, here on the if I select Susquehanna Work, can everybody see this pretty clearly? Do I need to zoom in at all? If I select SWIN here, you can see that Matt and Melanie Davis are the only two people on SWIM who have access. If I selected Cecil College, you'd see Deborah. If I think the only other organization that has more than one user is Doors. Yeah, they have Alyssa and Megan here. So I can go in here and for everybody, I can set up a profile and put everybody's information in, and also control what level of access they have. As far as overall security, I can control the login security. So this is one thing that's going to change, because I got some feedback from Doors that they would like for this to be a combination of letters, numbers, and special characters to match their own online security requirements. So I'm going to be upgrading that. But I have complete control over all the login security here, and I can control access, who can or can't go to the website. So the security here is pretty high. So this is the boring stuff. This is the boring admin stuff. In the system here, what I can do is create apps, and apps are essentially the databases that are used by the authorized users. And as of right now, I'm the only one who has admin authority to create new apps. What I've done here is taken the referral form that we've been using, and I made a copy of it so that there wouldn't be any live information in it, to protect the privacy of the people who have whose names have been on. So I'm going to select this demo, which is empty, to show you how it works. There are all sorts of data fields that we have set up. And in order to give you a good demo of this, I think the best thing for me to do is just to create a dummy record and show you how it works. So what I can do here is create just a total fictitious person, give them a fictitious address. That's a good birth date. I'll put my email address and phone number in there. Last four of their social. I can select what services they are currently getting. So I'll just select a few here. Then I go down here to the refer to. And since Matt's on here, I'm going to select him so he'll know. I'm selecting Matt. So he will get this referral, and I'm going to refer him to some SWIN services here. I can also, if I've already had this client perform some assessments or whatever that have resulted in reports or files, I can upload those files. So I'm going to go to my downloads here, and I'm going to grab just a generic file here. That's a good one. So now I've uploaded a file, and this file will now stay with the system. And the system autofills some information when I do this. It'll tell the referee who created it, and then it also will keep track of the last person who's accessed or changed the information in the system. So now when I go here to the top, after I've created this dummy record, I could just click on save, and it's been saved. So I go back to the app itself, and you see now that there's a record in there. Now, Matt now has access to this record, and Matt is the only person who has access to this record because I selected his name when I created it. So Matt can go here, excuse me, and access the information that I just uploaded. He can edit this information. He can retrieve the file that I uploaded to the system. He can add on to this notes and follow-up actions box here to indicate when, if there's been any change to the status.
Email notification, or does he have to go into the system to retrieve the referral?
He gets an email notification from the system that he's got this new data in his that's been submitted to him. Now, as the administrator, I am the only other one who has sort of general access to everything. So I see everybody's referrals here. But aside from me, the only folks who see the referral are the people who created it and the people who received it.
Sandy,
Yeah.
it's Deborah. Could you talk just a second about the one thing, and I told Miles and Carolyn, there's a release of information. And
Right.
I actually received that when I got one record back right after we trained.
Right. So there is a waiver that you have to get your person to sign. So it's a PDF file. You print it out. They sign the form. It gives essentially you the authorization to refer all of their PPI in the system to the referee organization. So if you were referring this to Matt, you would have your client sign the form, check that they have, and then you would either scan that or take a photo of it, and you would upload that to the system, and that would be one of the uploaded files that Matt now can see, and he can retrieve that and print something for his records that indicates that the client has given authorization.
Sandy, this referral, how does an individual pull it? Like, so how does Matt now pull this information from this site? Is there a printout that happens? Is there some sort of download of information? How does that work?
What happens is that this system, it's not the system of record, it's just a referral. So Matt can now take this information. Let's see. I think there's a way to export it. Let me get back to you on that, because I believe there's a way to export it so that he wouldn't have to, the most direct thing to do is to copy and paste, but if you don't want to do that, I'm pretty sure there's a way to export this so that you can now enter it onto whatever you have there locally.
Okay.
Are there any more questions? Because that's really it. This, it doesn't have, excuse me, a great deal of functionality, simply because it doesn't take a lot to make the referral. It's the main issue that kept on coming up during the development was security. How do we transmit PPI in a secure manner that meets everybody's security requirements? And I asked everybody early on to bounce the system off of their own security, internal IT folks, which is, I have gotten some feedback. But so far, there haven't been any showstoppers. It's just a matter of making sure that the password security is high enough and that we safeguard the PPI well enough in the system. And the system's set up for that.
Sandy, is there any limit on the number of people that could have access to the information?
No, actually, that's the cool thing about this is you can specify. You can say, I have 4 people I want to add to the system. I can add all 4, and it's just scalable. You would just be $24 per person per month.
Deborah,
Yeah.
were you able to run this by any of our IT folks?
I remember, you know what? I remember sending something over to them, and then for some reason, and that's what I'm sitting here thinking about, because I remember getting something from Sandy about that, and I remember sending an email over. And now I'm like, I don't believe I ever got anything back from them. And then we also, we haven't been giving or getting any referrals, because I knew that, at some point the partners were going to have to agree or disagree to use it. So I was just sitting here thinking about it. Did anyone from our IT department contact you, Sandy?
No, I
No?
didn't get any feedback from any IT department until recently,
Okay.
when doors weighed in.
All right, because I do remember that, and I remember contacting them. And then from there, I guess it just stopped. Nothing else occurred with it. And I believe that was after, I can't remember if that was after.
So
That was
one of the things I do want to impress is that when we were looking at alternatives, JotForm was definitely the cheapest alternative, and it had all the functionality except for the internal security. Moving up to a system like this provides you all the functionality and security, but there's going to be a cost associated with it. The only other alternative, other than a service like this, would be to get some outside money to fund the development of a custom system that would just be used and by the partners. There would be the one-time development costs, and then there would probably be some internal maintenance and upgrade costs to sustain it. But the lead time, to do that, to find the developer and then develop it, when there is a off-the-shelf solution that works perfectly well, it's something that we couldn't recommend that. And that's why we went down this path.
Sandy, if so, let's say, who was your person that you created here? Dummy.
Dummy record.
Yeah. So let's say Dummy Record started off at Swin, but then Dummy Record came to Cecil College, and when they got here, we started to create a record for Dummy Record. We started to create our own sort of referral form. Would there be some sort of stop? We already have a record for this individual, or will we get duplicate referrals potentially?
I'm not sure I understand your question, but the intent of this system is to transmit information in a secure fashion. So if you received a referral from Swin and then you created your own records within your system, it wouldn't impact this, other than when you go back in and you tell Swin, you add something to the comment field here.
No, what I'm saying is that we don't, let's say we don't know this individual's already in the system.
You mean already in your system?
No, already in this system. We don't know that. Let's say the individual came to us separate from Swin or anything else, which happens. So if we go in there, if let's say Deborah goes in there, oh, let me input your information into this referral form.
You wouldn't need to, because there wouldn't be a referral at that point. That would be them coming to you directly. So there's no referral involved. Had Swin already made a referral, Deborah would know, because she would get a notification that Dummy Referral came to Swin first.
No, that's not my question.
Okay.
Let's say the referral was not to Cecil College. Let's say the referral was somewhere else. So Deborah has
let's say Swin made a referral to Cecil DSS.
Okay. But that individual came to us separate of any of that. So so Deborah goes, oh man, this person is needs a referral to, I don't know, a different agency. And
Mhm.
she went in there and started to create that referral. Would there be a stop? Wait, we already have this person's information. How does that work?
No,
Okay,
the system
that's what
isn't
I'm
that
wondering.
the system isn't that
Okay.
sophisticated. I would say I'm trying to think of how this would manifest itself in a practical way.
Yeah.
Let's say if Swin made a referral to DSS for whatever reason, and then this person came to you independently
Right.
and said, I want to get a certification in something. So at that point, I guess the question then becomes, how do you know that this person is a client of Cecil DSS? How would you know that in general? If somebody came to you right now who had already gone to Cecil DSS, how would you know that?
For us, it would be only if they told us, up front.
Right.
Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't.
Uh-huh. And what's the impact of that? If they have already gone to Cecil DSS and gone through the intaking process and are a client of Cecil DSS, and you find that out after the fact, what happens next? Do you contact somebody at Cecil DSS and say, hey, look, I've got one of your clients here? Because and the reason I'm asking is I don't see that changing. Otherwise, I'm not exactly sure.
It may not be an issue. I'm just asking. I'm just looking at different things. My other question is, let's say the individual comes to us and they have a new phone number or a different phone number than what's on the referral. Can that be edited?
Yeah, you can edit.
Okay.
You can come in here. You can edit all this information here.
Okay.
I think.
Sandy, thanks a lot. Will you be kicking out this video to folks, this recording? Can you send this? Because I would like to share maybe this video to our IT folks to see it, just to get a sense of their thoughts about it.
What I'll do is I will send a notification to everyone once this is accessible on YouTube.
Okay.
And then you guys, everyone can take a look at it.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Sorry, you all can continue. Sorry, I just have to hop off after 2 o'clock.
Does anyone else have a question?
No. I don't think I have any more.
And I do have access to it, Carolyn. So if it's a question where you or Miles would like to say, let me see that part of the system, I can always sign on and you can look at it. When you're taking a look at it. And Sandy, I actually would look back through my emails real quick. The job form one was the one that I had sent over to our IT. This one, this one did not make it because we didn't have, this one didn't make it. The job form is the one that I sent over. I didn't see an additional follow-up after that. So,
okay.
Yeah, so I apologize for that.
That's okay. Carolyn, do you have any questions? Any further questions?
No, I can't really think of any off the top of my head right now. I think this could be something where Deborah is the contact and all referrals come to her, and then she forwards them to the correct people, whether it's Amanda in workforce or Tina in truck driver training, that she could be like the keeper of the information, correct?
Yeah. I mean, whatever works for you guys.
I'm just looking at the cost to make sure that, I think the college would be more prone to say, oh, okay, that's doable if she but whether that's reasonable or not, I don't know, but I'm just looking at the cost factor.
Like just having one seat, basically. Is that right, Sandy? Is it one seat per organization, or is it one seat per person that has access?
It's one seat per person who has access. So
Okay, so if
you
we just have
four
the
people,
one,
it would be 4 seats.
okay. So if you cap it to just me, then that would just be the one for Cecil College. So yeah, so, okay.
All righty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You guys have a great rest of your day.
You too.
Thanks for logging on, Matt. Good to see you.
Yep, no problem, Sandy. Take care, guys.
Take care.